For anyone feeling concerned about Elon Musk's takeover of Twitter, an alternative is emerging. The social media platform called Mastodon is getting a lot of attention as a Twitter rival, so we wanted to discover why. We're happy to have co-director of the social media network at Toronto Metropolitan University, Philip Mai, join us this morning. Welcome to studio.
Thank you for having me.
First of all, what is Mastodon? How does it work?
So Mastodon is an open source social network. It's similar to Tumblr and Twitter. You can post messages, you can share pictures, videos, and so on, and people can follow you and you can follow them back. But it's quite different from the corporate-owned social network that all of us are familiar with. For example, Twitter is owned by now by Elon Musk. Facebook is owned by Mark Zuckerberg. But Mastodon is different. It's not owned by anybody. So it's a piece of software that was released on the internet about 6-7 years ago, and anybody can download that and put it onto their own computer or server and run basically a server that has Mastodon running on it. They can invite their friends to join that server, and then other people can buy their own server, run that same software, invite their own friends to join it, and then those servers can then connect to each other so that people
on that... So it becomes a network.
Yes. So basically, nobody owns it. That's what makes it just so unique.
Fascinating. It reminds me a little bit of Zoom. Beginning of pandemic, not anybody knew who it was, and now it's commonplace. This, as you mentioned, launched a few years ago, 2016, in fact. It hasn't taken off until now. What issues have you found with it?
Well, because it's decentralized, there is issue with things like moderation. So, for example, at Twitter, at Facebook, they have an army of people that basically make sure that there is no videos that might be illegal or might be shocking. That
they watch for hate speech, things like that.
And so on. On these networks, the people who run the server, the administrator, the volunteer, basically, who runs that server, sitting sometime in their living room or their bedroom, is running that server and is helping to monitor and remove those kind of content. So that's the thing that a lot of people don't know. But the community kind of police itself, simply because every Mastodon instance is, like I said, is run by an administrator, and they usually post what their policy is regarding content. So when you join an incident Mastodon, make sure that you check to see if they have a content moderation policy, a data retention policy. Like, what do they do with your data after 1 year? What do they do with it after you decide to leave it? So there are some concerns, but like I said, it's community run in the sense that if one of the administrator of one of the server that is on the Mastodon network decided not to basically play ball and follow the rules, what will happen is his server will be disconnected from all the other server on the network, which means that if you choose to stay on his or her server, you can only talk to the other people on it. You won't be able to talk to the other people on all of the other server. So there is a self-regulating mechanism built in to the network because administrators talk to each other. And if you, as an administrator, allow certain kind of content to proliferate on your network, pretty soon other administrators will say, wait, I don't want the stuff on your server come on to my and being shared with my people. Yeah,
and it can create real silos depending on what happens, unlike Twitter, which became a tool for mass sharing.
Twitter is great for many-to-many communications. You can talk to a lot of people or you just talk to one person.
Right. So. I want to ask you about people who wanted to leave Twitter and delete their data, or if they want to stay and curate their past thoughts that they post. Twitter's been around a while. You have a solution for this, you say? Yeah, so
because of the turmoil currently at Twitter, I realized that there were a lot of people wanting to leave the network, but they also want to erase their basically digital footprint before they leave. There's a bunch of different software out there that can do this, and I released a new one over the weekend, basically, just to let people who are like, Twitter users who have, let's say, 3,000-something messages on there, and they want to erase or just wipe it clean. They can just go and use it for free. For those people who have, 30, 40, 50,000 tweets, there's a small fee because, the server has to be paid for. And that's how we're funding it.
Philip, I like that on your weekend you created software. I bought throw pillows, so that's the difference between you and me. All right, great to have you here to explain a little bit more about Mastodon. Thanks so much.
No problem.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.